aka Truck Bryant, special guest. And then I'm joined by my fill-in co-host today, Jay Richardson, former NFL player, defensive end. And also he covers Ohio State sports. So we're really fortunate to have both of you on the show today. And first of all, Daryl, how are you and your family doing so far during 2021? And obviously you're in Iran. How's things in Iran?
Everything's good, man. I didn't play for a year and a half, so I'm just happy to be back after a year and a half of not hooping. And family's been good. Family's been great. I mean, it's always tough for me as I get older to leave. I have 2 daughters, so it always gets tougher to leave. But I mean, it's a sacrifice that I have to make to feed my family.
Yeah. So I'll let Jay start off.
Yeah, so Truck, man, like I know we were just having this discussion a little bit off camera, but I was asking you, what's the experience like, for yourself there, boots on ground in Iran, just intermingling with that culture and being a brother in Iran. What's that like for you?
Well, it's different, man. You go outside and you see all the people walking around, and then it's like, oh, picture, black guy, let's take a picture. So I'm here smiling away under the mask.
Right? I think that's just, bro, you realize you representing for the whole culture while you out there. That's a heavy weight to bear.
Culture vibes.
That's so funny, man. That is so funny. But for you, when did you get in? When did you start realizing that you can become a basketball player? When did you get interested in playing basketball? And who is that one person that you looked up to in the NBA?
Well, I started playing basketball at a young age. I want to say around like 6, 7, and I played with the younger kids. I used to play on the small hoops, and I'm growing up in Brooklyn. I mean, every park, it's a park almost everywhere. So, yeah. I mean, I was just outside hooping, and then a couple of teams wanted me, and then once I started playing with Gauchos, I knew that I could take this very far and become really good at basketball. And I mean, I've just been blessed, to be honest.
Yeah, Truck, man. Listen, I don't have to Google you to know you from Brooklyn. I can hear you talk for 3 seconds and know you from Brooklyn.
Trenches vibes.
Man. I got to ask you, now listen, I'm a former football player, but like I was a hooper at heart, and I think most football guys, we're all hoopers at heart. Like we want to be
hoopers, facts.
But we picked up too much weight and here we are, and it just didn't work out. So like I was tall at a young age. I'm 6'6" now, but I used to love hooping, grew up wanting to be a hooper, and then just got into football because it made way more sense for my future. Do you get that a lot from guys from other sports wishing they were hoopers? Like, is it like, I know, does everybody want to be a baller? Is that how it is?
You know that's how it is. As an athlete, it's funny though, because I went to West Virginia. I played at West Virginia. They pretty good at football too. We used to be good.
Absolutely.
And all those guys used to be at the rec center, all the football players. Every time I go, I'd be like, all right, this is time for me not to play. As soon as they get there, they be fouling and everything.
What you trying to say?
I'm good. Yeah.
Listen, we physical, but like, listen, at this advanced stage I'm at, when I go hoop, like, don't touch me. I'm just trying to, get my shots up. I'm going to play a little bit of NBA defense on you. I'm not doing nothing to you.
You going for your cardio, huh?
You already know. I'm just trying to, stay together a little bit. That's all.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So after high school, how many offers did you get from colleges, and what made you choose West Virginia as a college? And obviously, like you said, West Virginia is the top country in basketball and football. They're up and coming football team too. But for you, what made you choose West Virginia?
So for me, I had a lot of schools. I had Pittsburgh, St. John's, obviously, because I'm from New York, University of South Carolina, University of Southern Cal. And to be honest, I only went on one visit, and that was to West Virginia. As soon as I went there, I committed, just because it felt like family. I went there. I had a Hall of Fame coach in Bob Huggins. I mean, he was getting guys to the NBA, and obviously for you playing basketball, that's the goal, to get to the NBA. So that was a no-brainer for me, and especially because my mother, she goes to every game, and it's only a 6-hour drive from New York, so that was a no-brainer for me also.
I got a question. Coming out, especially coming out of New York, when you were coming out, like your class of your crop of potential, who were some of the other guys in your class coming out that ended up being pretty big time?
Okay, well, we could start with Kemba Walker, because That was actually my AAU teammate. That's what's
Is
crazy.
that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a lot of us though. We got your Irvin Walkers, your Kimber Walkers, Sylvan Landisberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was some big time guys, honestly. And AAU, I played. It was me. Got on New York Gauchos. It's me, Jordan, the kid named Jordan Theodore, one of my best friends, and we had who else? We had Kimber Walker. All of us, we all end up going to Big East schools and being point guards at Big East schools, and we all played on the same AAU team and started together.
That's such a dope journey. So football is kind of like that too. You'll have guys that you play high school ball with or against or college, and then you get to the NFL and you're like, yo, like these dudes I grew up with, and like everybody somehow managed to end up in the same spot. That's like a special feeling. Who's guys that you've gone against? Because I'm always curious as an athlete. Like you could ask me, and I'll tell you, like this guy I've gone against, he was the best I ever went against. Yeah. At any level, who was the best you've ever went against? Where you was like, yeah, that guy, he really bust my ass.
I would have to say a guy named Johnny Flynn. He went to Syracuse. He was the point guard at Syracuse, and I was a freshman. I think he was a junior at the time, but it was time for him to leave and get to the league. So he went like 6th or 7th in the draft, but I was a freshman. I'll never forget. I'm playing home in New York. He's from New York too, actually, but he's from upstate New York. We in Madison Square Garden, Big East tournament. He hits a 3. Yeah, he hits a 3 in my face and start laughing, and I'm like, "Yo, is this guy serious right now?" But it was crazy. But he was definitely tough. He was one of them.
Yeah. So so I gotta ask you this. Obviously, you went undrafted, but did you get any like opportunities and like NBA training camps to showcase your talent? And how come no NBA teams brought you on as a player? Because obviously you were a great player and you had all the talent too. And I'm surprised that no NBA teams gave you the opportunity.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest. This is why off the court issues are so important. You know, that people are investing a lot of money in you at that level. And I got in some trouble in college a little bit off the court, but I worked out for some NBA teams, the Sacramento Kings, the Knicks. I worked out for some teams, but it's the you know off the court issues was kind of a problem. I don't think it was more about basketball. I think it was more so the other things that I had going on.
Yeah, both of those teams could use you right now. Just
right.
Yeah, especially the Knicks.
Yeah, but I got this question for you. As you see this new generation of hoopers come up, and you see guys taking alternate routes to get to the promised land, so to speak, you know, it's not always go to a major D1 Power 5 basketball school. Some guys they play overseas for a year. Some guys now want to go and do the NBDL Development League just for a year. And I don't know, I think it's like $100,000 you would get. And they just, you know, they're trying to circumvent the system of having to go to a major college and make them money while you're not earning for yourself. What are your thoughts on young players? And is there a route that you think is a better route than the other route? What do you think? So
for me, I think, you know, people and coaches get mad about a kid leaving school early. No, this is about this kid's future. Yeah. So I think whatever route a kid needs, I think whatever they think is best for them, whatever they think their family think is best for them, I think for myself it's best for them, because at the end of the day, it's a slight window. I always say this: you got to go when you hot. Yes. So once you hot, if your name ringing bells or your name is doing numbers, scouts are talking, it's time. It's time. I mean, and that goes for. Obviously, you have a kid at a university. You like, oh damn, I need this kid for 4 years. Sometimes, and some coaches are sad, but some coaches try to monitor somebody minutes so they don't leave and go to the NBA and stuff like that or whatever. But for me, I think if it's time to go, it's time to go. You do what's best for you, just like anybody else is going to do what's best for them. Bro, you preaching to the choir. I tell young guys at Ohio State, I talk to their parents, I give counsel to some of the parents who have kids that are playing, and you know, they'll always ask me off the record, what do you think? And I say, yo, you are like a stock, stock market, right? When your stock is at its highest, like that's when you sell. Like you don't wait until something go wrong and now you're trying to get in. No. If you buzzing and everybody's talking about you right now, yeah, go get your money, because you can always, the school's not going anywhere. They'll still be there when you're done with your career. If you want to go back and finish your degree, that's fantastic. But you only got one chance to make this money.
and you got to maximize that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So obviously you played overseas. You're playing overseas right now, but what's experience like playing overseas? And actually, I had a lot of players on my show that played overseas, like Chris McCullough. He's playing in Korea right now. But for you, what have you learned so far playing overseas? And was it a tough transition from leaving the U.S. to go to overseas the first time you started?
So the first time I started, it was very tough. You don't know what to expect. It's a lot going on. The language barrier, food, communication. So I mean, it was tough the first time, but I mean, this is like my 8th year now. So for me, I'm used to everything. I already like stuff like this. I already have in my book bag that's already packed, a portable Wi-Fi whenever I leave my hotel or my apartment. So for me now, I'm all locked in. It's been a long time for me, since 2012
Wow.
that I've been over here. So I'm just kind of used to everything now. I done seen it all.
Yeah.
I done got payments that was 3 months late, 2 months late. I done had payments I was supposed to get that I never had. I done been in the worst apartments, worst hotels, been in the best hotels, been in the best situations. So I done seen it all.
Yeah.
Listen, at least on that, at the end of the day, the one payoff is you get taxed a little bit differently overseas, right?
Yeah, none at all.
That's what I'm saying. So, hey,
None at all.
you got to take the good with the bad there. You can set yourself up. So I got to ask, because you're a hooper, so I always want to know Hooper's thoughts on this, because it's like all these age-old debates. I'm going to get to one in a second, but first things first, just who are your top 5 guys in the league, watching some basketball that you like, yeah, these are to me the best 5 players. Like if I could start a franchise with any of these 5 guys right now, who would your top 5 guys right now be that you could start a franchise?
So I would have obviously LeBron number 1. I have LeBron number 1, Kevin Durant number 2, Kawhi Leonard 3. I'll take Anthony Davis at 4, and I'm Kyrie biased. I'm going Kyrie at number 5.
Really? So completely leave Steph Curry off of this whole thing?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm taking Kyrie over Steph any day.
That's crazy.
And that's coming from a hooper, because everybody has their opinions. And I remember when the Cavs were playing the Warriors, and it was this whole like Kyrie versus Steph, who everybody thinks is better, and Steph is the greatest shooter. But in that scenario, when they're matched up head to head, I'm taking Kyrie, because I know what Kyrie can do. And he always takes a different approach when he plays against Steph. However, if I'm starting a franchise, to me, it helps to have the best shooter of all time to build a team around. Plus, Kyrie, you know how he is. He's a little bipolar. I don't know. I can't trust him. He might flake on you one day or something like that. He could hoop, but in the last 5 years, he hasn't been healthy enough to be like, that's the guy I want to build a team around.
So politically, I'm supposed to say I'll take Kemba Walker at number 5, but my brother been hurt, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Kyrie. And the funny thing about this is I knew Kyrie since he was 14, maybe 13.
Wow.
So I'm a little biased when it comes to Kemba and Kyrie.
I got you. I respect it. Yo, Kyrie, don't get me wrong. You can't go wrong between those two. Kyrie is dog. Like,
Yeah.
It's not the question. It's just, man, Steph like automatic. Like,
Yes, Steph's different.
I never seen a dude like could be in a slump and just shoot himself out of it and just come in hot. It don't matter. It's just he can do that one thing better than everybody else.
That's a special talent right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, all right, let me ask you this. Where do you put James Harden on the list? I mean, obviously, if you want to expand it, where do you put James Harden?
Top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Top 10 for sure.
Isn't James Harden's style of play, it get to be a little irritating to watch a dude shoot so many free throws? And it seemed like the refs give him every call. I get it. James Harden's dope. Like, he's one of the best scorers to me in the history of the game.
Yeah.
I just don't like always to watch a game with him in it, because I know he's going to be at the line half the damn game. It slow the game down. I'd be mad.
But the good we look at it like that, but you playing in it as James Harden, you like, damn, they can't guard me, so they have to foul me.
Yeah,
so
true.
it's I don't know. That's a tough one, because you like, damn, he doing all this, he get every call, but I mean, you in James Harden shoes, you're like, damn, they can't guard me. They have to foul me, you know?
Yeah, he's a special talent. Like and he's not like one of those guys that does it with freakish athleticism, like LeBron in his prime was just physically better than everybody else. Like nothing you can do with him. Whereas James Harden, he just built up this skill set. Like he built up this way he moves on the court that there's nothing you can do. He has an answer for everything offensively. Like I'm
not gonna lie, that's one reason why I respected what he said about Giannis. He said he just run and dunk. I mean, it's true. It's true. And half court,
I mean, honest, the last couple of years, like, yeah, he get 2 MVPs, but when you really watch his game, you're like, that's not going to work in the playoffs, and it never does. Like, you have to actually have a skill set in the playoffs because they're gonna fortify that foul line extended. You're not about to just run in there and dunk on nobody. You got to really be able to shoot an outside shot if you need to. You know, catch a guy off the dribble and make something happen. You can't just. I mean, I get it. That's why he's always struggled in the postseason.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So let me ask you. So whoever, obviously everybody knows about you, but whoever doesn't know about you, what do you bring to the game as a basketball player? Can you play off the ball too? Play off the ball, play multiple positions. What do you bring to the game?
To be honest, I bring leadership, especially at this age. I'm 30 now. I'm a vet now overseas.
Oh, you're a baby.
Yeah. I'm a baby, but I'm a vet over here. Trust me. I have
for real.
22 and 23-year-olds on my team right now.
What? Seriously?
That's a different world when you get to that point of your career where you're the old guy in the locker room.
Daddy daycare.
Oh man.
But I mean, go ahead.
I was saying that if there was a player that you were like, yo, if you watch me play my game, I patterned around this guy, or this is the kind of player that I would transfer to be. Like if there was a guy that you were like, yo, I love this game, that's who I'm out of my game after. Like, what would you say?
I would say Darren Williams, to be honest. I mean,
okay.
Without the athleticism, but everything else, I would say Darren Williams at this point. But yeah. So let me go. Yeah. That used to be my favorite player. I watch him a lot.
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to get him on the show too. I tagged him in the Joe Johnson interview, so hopefully he sees it.
Yeah.
But I got to ask you this. So throughout your 9 years there overseas, have you learned any like the languages there? How's that going? And or do you have like a translator still like on the sideline to help you out sometimes?
It's funny, right? So normally I'm on a team with 2-3 Americans.
Right.
I'm here in Iran right now, and I have a guy. He's African, but he lives in America. Went to college in America, so he speaks English. But it's only one other person on my team that speaks English, and it's the captain of the team. So it's tricky. But the good thing is that my coach speaks English, but I speak Spanish. So when I go to Spanish countries, I feel the most comfortable. I only played in 2 so far, but I speak Spanish. I feel comfortable that way. But other than that, I mean, most of the guys talk English.
You got to speak Spanish in New York. I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so listen, I'm going to ask you the age-old debate question because I'm always just curious. Everyone has a different thought on it. I can't let you go without asking you this because I'm always curious everyone's opinion, especially guys who, like you, are real hoopers. So you're not just a fan, you're a hooper. And I don't want to compare these two. I'm not trying to compare them, but that's what everyone's doing. MJ or LeBron?
Oh.
If you had to start a basketball team, I'll pose the question differently. I won't say who's the GOAT because I feel like you can't. MJ gonna always be the GOAT no matter what LeBron do because we all remember Jordan through his highlights. We all watch highlight tapes, and that's how we remember Michael Jordan. We seeing LeBron in real time, so it's hard to have that debate right now. But if you had to start a team tomorrow based on what you've seen in basketball, which guy would you go with?
That's tough. I'm going Michael Jordan as the GOAT for sure. I'm gonna say on the record Michael Jordan, but LeBron James is the GOAT of my era.
Yeah.
And if I have to start a team, that's tough because LeBron is a better overall player, But winning wise, I'm going Michael Jordan for sure.
It's tough, right? That's what makes it such a difficult.
Yeah.
LeBron checks every single box as a basketball player. Like
everyone.
There's nothing he's missing. So you're like, I got a guy that can score. I got a guy that can pass. I got a guy that can block shots, get steals, rebound, assist. Like the most player ever created. He does everything on the basketball court. So you know he's going to lift your franchise right away.
Right.
Championship contender.
The way Jordan would win, like he's just a winner. Like he's gonna win.
He just win.
Like,
I mean,
and it's sad. It's sad because LeBron win too, but Jordan just win.
Right, like LeBron's a 4-time champion. He's won everywhere he's gone. He's been in the finals for over a decade. No one's ever done that. Like, that's crazy. Those are crazy. Like, we're gonna miss him when he's gone because he's given us such consistent greatness that we are trying to find ways to pick at it.
That's tough.
But when you remember Jordan, all you know is like 6 rings. Everything I remember is him winning. We don't remember them Jordan years where they were getting knocked out the playoffs and weren't getting it done because we were too young for that. So old heads, they always look at it a way different.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
I mean, it's obviously I'm gonna go MJ, but I think LeBron, if he wins like 2-3 more rings, I feel like that he's gonna be up there in the discussion with MJ. But to be honest, I think MJ is up here. LeBron's right here, so he needs to win like 2 or 3 more rings in order to be up there. In my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Somehow wins 2 more championships with the like wins this year and next year with the Lakers, while James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie are all on the same team.
Yeah, he's solidified.
He deserves GOAT status. Like he that dude.
He just. I agree. For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I agree.
Jordan never had to play a team like the Warriors that won, 72 damn games and had KD on it and all that. Like Jordan never had to go against a monster squad like that. Now hold on. He won championships against the Suns and the Jazz and the Magic and the good teams and all that.
Not them, no.
Yeah, he never had to go against the Warriors, bro. Like, that's a different challenge.
That's tough.
And we hold it against LeBron that he lost when he averaged a triple-double against them in the finals, going against
in the finals, a triple-double.
Yeah, like no one's ever done stuff like that. I just don't think we appreciate what we're seeing. And I
don't think so either.
Me and LeBron about 6 months apart. So my senior year, when I'm playing in the state finals for basketball and we make the Final Four teams, the D3 games were right after ours. I got to sit courtside and watch him play as a 17-year-old. And I remember thinking to myself, what on earth is that? Like,
special. That's bigger, stronger, faster than everybody.
He's smarter than everybody. That's what a blow.
Smarter than everybody.
Stuff is like, yeah, you see what he can do, cool, he can do it. But then when I see how he thinks the game at a young age, like the pass he was making, like you got to be a thinking man to make that kind of pass.
Yeah.
Like I could just tell he understood basketball way different than everybody else. I was like, yo, that
yeah, that's tough.
I'm biased.
That's tough.
Day one and be like, yo, ain't nothing.
Day one. Yeah, that's tough. That's fire.
Yeah. So I got a 2-part question for you here. So what would you say your most memorable game so far in your career overseas is? And also, if the right opportunity comes up for you, would you consider going to the NBA if a team calls you? The right opportunity calls you, would you consider going to the NBA?
Any call from the NBA, I'll consider it. honestly, anything. But to be honest, as I've been getting older, okay, I'm 30 now. I say I'll probably play for 2-3 more years. I'm done. I'm just worried about investments right now and thinking about life after basketball, honestly, at this stage of my career. But my best moment, that's a tough one. I think to be honest, my best moment is every paycheck I get. That's my best moment. Every paycheck I get, that's my best moment. But on the court, my best moment was I I think my best moment was really just playing Champions League. It's one of the top leagues in Europe. Just playing Champions League and then just traveling every week to a different country to play against different opponents. So I think that was that's been my best moment. I mean, I had a ton of great games, but I think I enjoyed the traveling and going to beat somebody on their home court more than anything.
Well, I love that you're thinking about life after your sport. As a washed up retired guy, it's a smart thing to do because no matter how young and how good you are, at some point you ain't able to do it no more. So in that same breath, what are some things you would think to yourself, I want to get into that when I'm done with basketball? Like there's some things that interest you that you want to get into when you're done?
Just a couple of houses, to be honest with you. I want a lot of property. I can't even say some property. I want to. That's what I'm looking into right now. A lot of real estate things and just trying to some fixer uppers. Yeah. So just trying to get in there while the checks are still coming in, and after basketball, I won't have to worry about nothing. Kids won't have to worry about nothing. That's most important for me.
That's very smart, man. There's a lot of real estate here in Columbus, Ohio that guys are flipping and you know, taking over whole communities and properties. I'm
not far from you. I moved from New York. I live in West Virginia. I'm not far from you.
That's not far. I'm telling you, for real. That's a phone call. So that's a good thing. That's a really good thing.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give young athletes that are trying to get to their goals and achieve it? And what advice would you give them?
You know, so I'm going to go even younger on this one. I'm going to go to high school kids. My thing is for high school kids, I just want them to, you know, they focus on highlights and Instagram. No, when we coming up, we thinking about how long can we stay in the gym for? I think that's the biggest difference right now. I think as long as they stay locked in and stay in the gym, the sky is always the limit.
That's actually a great point you just made. It's not just basketball either, man. Just this whole generation, because of social media, everything's about how can I get this one good clip of me doing this or that, and they forget about the grind because everybody keeps seeing everybody's highlights and not the work they're putting in.
The grind is very important.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, now I need some picks from you, because it is Super Bowl week. I don't know how much football you watch or love. But
Mahomes, the spread. I like the spread. I got Mahomes. The house is on Mahomes.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Let me tell you something. The NFL loves Tom Brady though.
Love him. They try to find a way.
And this is a home game for Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, which means he's gonna get some home cooking from the referees. His arm is not what it used to be. You saw the second half of the game against Green Bay in the NFC Championship. His arm burned out. He threw 3 picks because he was out there.
To be honest, I haven't seen no games since I've been over here.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you, he struggled second half, but they won. So in this Super Bowl, I think I would have to be with you. I think I got to go Mahomes.
Yeah,
I like Mahomes. That torch is passed now. I like Mahomes, and I like that spread. I know the spread is 3. I like that spread.
That's a good spread.
That's a good spread. I'm taking that.
Yeah, I got the Buccaneers winning this game.
You got Tommy Terrific.
Yeah, because I feel like, let me tell you why. Because obviously they're the first team to make history to host the Super Bowl at home, and it would be a great thing for the NFL if they capitalize it with the championship, and especially for Tampa Bay fans, they're waiting for this for a long time. And the Chiefs already won last year, and their team is going to be back in the Super Bowl next year, in my opinion. They're loaded. They don't need to fix up their team. Their team is Super Bowl ready for next year. So, in my opinion, Tampa Bay, this is Tampa Bay time to shine. Tom Brady will go out there, show what he can do. Obviously, he's been to 10 Super Bowls, and I feel like being home, and some fans, the healthcare workers will be there, and some fans will be there. I think he's going to show off and beat the Chiefs.
I mean, it sounds to me like you think the NFL is going to try to make sure they engineer it so that Tom gets this win.
So Tom Brady win. That's why Mahomes is 2 steps ahead.
Listen, as somebody that's seen a lot of football, Patrick Mahomes, I don't know if we've ever seen a quarterback that can do the things he can do. I've never seen it. I played against, Brett Favre. I played against Tom, Peyton Manning, all the whatever. I never seen, Aaron Rodgers would be the closest, but I never seen somebody who can do the things with a football that Patrick Mahomes can do. His vision and his footwork is A1, man. The dude is special.
Tough. And he's still young right now. So it's
He's a kid. He's 24 years old and he's worth $500 million now. He can do anything with a football. Boy, he's living. That's a beautiful life.
Oh, for sure.
Actually, speaking of debates, I was watching the Herd Show, I think, this afternoon, and the CEO of the Chiefs said that Mahomes is already on Jordan's level, and I don't know, he only won one Super Bowl already, and the CEO said that Mahomes is already on Jordan's level.
He drunk.
Yeah. He drunk. He gotta be, right?
Yeah.
He drunk. He had a drink for work.
Here's what I'll say. He's on a Jordan-like trajectory.
Yeah.
Yo, for sure.
For sure. He might be on hell. He might be on, on pace to be better than anybody ever. But you still gotta go do it. You can't based on 1 year. No. Because that's what greatness is. Can you be consistent?
Consistently do it.
Dominance. Like Tom Brady been doing this now for over the better part of 2 decades and been that dude.
That's greatness.
That's greatness. Because at 43, I'm still like, a ways away from 43. And I know for a fact I'm not going to be playing nothing.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Not even thinking about that.
Like, I don't think people realize how old he is to be still doing this. That's insane, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I got to ask you this. So throughout your career, and what have you learned with like teammates over there overseas? And obviously some of these players do not speak English, but the teams you play against, what have you learned from their style of play? And it's obviously when you guys are on the court, I'm sure you guys be talking to those other players, but what have you learned talking to other players that are in the same league as you?
I mean, what you learn out here is that every situation is different. And I could speak on that for myself. I was in Qatar, I want to say 2 years ago and 3 years ago, whenever it was. And actually, it's not far from here, but my crib, I don't go nowhere unless I got a nice budget, nice place. My crib, something every week don't work in the house, and I'm not with that. But then my boy is playing in the same league. His house is fine. His Wi-Fi is fine. And it's just when you're on the court, every situation is different. You can never really compare nobody's situation to another person's because every situation is different. Some coaches might not like Americans. Some coaches might love Americans.
Have you issues in your travels in other countries, like any political issues? Was there ever an uprising while you were locally in town and were like, I got to get out of here?
Yes. Actually, I was in Greece, and I know we was in Turkey. I was playing on a team from Greece though. Okay. I played for a Greek team, and I was in Turkey. I will never forget this. I was in Izmir, Turkey. And we was before the game. No, I don't know what the hell happened, but I guess they used to have war with each other. I guess Turkish people don't like Greeks and Greeks don't like Turkish people, but it was crazy before the game. I was like, hey, I'm from America.
Like, hey, I got no money on.
I don't have nothing to do with none of this. Yeah, but I mean, other than that though, that's been the craziest it's been, and I guess they was just like talking bad about them in their language and all that, but whatever.
So a couple more things here before we let you go, and this is so me and my co-host Alyssa, we're part of the Hugh Jackson Foundation. Obviously, he's a former NFL coach, but he's trying to get back into coaching, and we're ambassadors for them. We're trying to help prevent human trafficking and making sure these kids make the right choices and making sure the community stays safe. And I'll send you the page, but when you get a chance, please check it out. It's really inspiring what they're doing, and we're grateful to be part of it as ambassadors. And I just want to bring that up to you. And also, this is a question I've been bringing up to all my guests about the late Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, Mamba mentality. So do you have any like Kobe memories and Gianna memories? And do you remember where you were at that day when it happened?
I actually was in a car. I was in a car with one of my boys. I actually do remember. I was in a car with one of my boys, and it's like Kobe died. I was like, shut up. You know what I mean? I'm thinking they joking. Kobe died. I was like, stop. I searched my phone. Kobe really died. I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy. And I mean, that's just so sad. I mean, him and his daughter, she just now learning what life is at that age. And I mean, that's just a tough situation for the family. And my condolences still to the family. That's crazy. That's just something. I mean, life is crazy. Life come at you fast. That's why I always tell my friends and tell whoever is close to me that I love them every time I talk to them. You just never know when it's your time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great takeaway from that. I remember that vividly because I was in LA, like 8 miles from Calabasas where the crash happened, and I remember because my birthday was last week, so it was like it was a day before my birthday, and
that's crazy.
I remember waking up to all these messages on my phone in the middle of the morning, and everybody being like, "Bro, I know you out there. Did you see what happened?" And I remember being like, "There's no way," and then you could. Man, that was a wild moment, man.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. And I have 2 daughters, so that hit different. That's tough.
Yeah, but as you said, prayers up. Before I'll let you get out of here, you got to make your pick. And I know it's way early, and we haven't seen enough of this NBA season. Who do you see right now that should be the favorite to win it all? Is it going to be, the super duper team in Brooklyn? Because I ain't never heard of a team like this before. I can't
ever.
I mean, when Chris Paul tried to go to the Lakers years back, they vetoed that trade.
They said no.
Yeah, they said no, but they let this happen. Lord, is Bron gonna repeat? Or are we gonna see the Clippers finally be who they claimed they was last year, and Paul George finally be a playoff P and not way off P? Like, what we gonna see?
I like the Lakers and the Nets in the finals.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't like the Clippers that much. I don't like them. After what they did last year, come on, that was the year.
Yeah.
I like the Lakers. I like the Lakers and the Nets.
That was their best chance. Okay, so
I think that was their best chance.
Lakers and Nets would be the best finals for the NBA, for everybody, for fans, because we all get what we really want.
Yeah.
It's going to be who you think between those two is the better team.
I always say, look, last year I always say, right, on my Instagram live, on my podcast, I'd be like, Lakers in 5. But now I'm not saying that no more. I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Because the Lakers got a little bit more depth too, and they play better defense.
I know, but I just think that the Nets have too much offensive power. Okay, I think if the Nets stay healthy, the Nets is winning. That's the biggest part of it. I don't know if the Nets will stay healthy.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree on paper. If the Nets, with what they have, as long as they stay healthy, they should win. So that's the only reason why I'm using all this question to set up the fact that if for some reason LeBron does beat these guys for an NBA title,
it's over.
For his 5th one against this team, he might be solidified already.
Like, he might. Yeah, he beat them. He solidified.
It's over with. Like, they can't.
It's over.
Because Jordan never had to play the three best offensive players damn near in the league in their prime. Like, prime Harden is insane, and then you threw Kyrie in there. Come on, man.
That's tough.
They're the they're the number 1 scoring offense in the league right now. Like, they score over they score over like 40 points every game, and they give up 130 points. So, but I gotta ask you this though, because the Nets need more. Obviously, they need to improve the defense. So, in my opinion, they need a player like JaVale McGee or Andre Drummond. If they get a guy like Andre Drummond and you put him in there with those 3 players, it's a wrap. I think that's when
I like JaVale McGee more than Andre Drummond.
Really?
Oh,
yeah? Yeah, I think he'll fit better. I think he'll fit better than Andre Drummond.
I actually like that. I actually know what you mean. Because JaVale seems like the kind of guy that doesn't need to be fed.
He don't need the basketball.
He don't need the ball. He don't want it. He's like, man,
He don't want the ball. He want to catch it, dunk it, and play defense. Yeah. Drummond want to sometimes Drummond want to score.
That's very true.
This girl keep calling me. Jesus Christ.
All right. So speaking of, all right. There's two more things here. Before we let you go. So speaking of your podcast, when did you start this? Obviously, I tune in sometimes on Instagram Live for your podcast. So when did you start this, and how often do you have guests, and what's it like to be able to have time for your podcast and have this so you can share your stories on that platform?
So for me, so everybody, obviously because you have a podcast, but so my Instagram Live and my podcast is, it's kind of the same thing, but not really. So my Instagram Live, of course, I had Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker, all of them on there. But my podcast is more me asking questions. I don't ask questions on my Instagram Live because I do that so the people could see the Kevin Durant. They could hear them talk. They're not talking like that. You will never hear them talk like how they talk to me.
Right.
So that's what my Instagram Live is for, to hear. So you can hear Joel say, like, that's who's next. I'm gonna figure out a way to get
Joel Santana.
Yeah, that's next. That's next.
What?
Whoa, man.
That's
I
next.
grew up on that.
Yeah, me too. So that's and I'm from New York, so that's different for me. That I'm super.
Ema came out like I was. The first time I heard Joel at the end, I was like, all right.
Yeah, but once I had those three, it was over. I got Kyrie, Kemba, and I'm telling you this for like a fact. Kyrie and Kemba, they don't do the social media thing. So that was just for me.
When you said that, I was surprised. I was like, wow, you got Kyrie to go on there? Because I haven't seen him. He don't even like doing regular interviews. Like,
yeah. It's funny though that we're talking about this, right? So he got fined $25,000 because he didn't want to talk to the media. So the first thing I do is text him. I said, hey, talk to me. Don't talk to them. Talk to me.
Say it through me. I'll be your voice. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'm the voice. I'm the voice. Talk to me.
So you've spoken to KD. So you have a rapport there. I guess I can count on you to deliver a message at some point when you guys come in contact. And you don't know this because this was like something that happened a few months back, and it became this thing on social media. It went not like semi-viral for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Me and Kevin Durant had an exchange on Twitter, and he didn't like what I said. I wasn't being disrespectful to him as a basketball player at all, or as a man. I was just simply saying in this tweet, I said, he was talking about winning his third championship. His second championship with the Warriors. And I had said to him, basically like something to the effect of, that wasn't a real championship. Like, you got it, but it's always going to be kind of an asterisk because you joined the All-Star.
I agree.
And I was just being honest. And he responded to me, which was surprising because people say stuff all the time. But it must have struck a nerve. So KD responded to me and was like, why ain't it real? Nothing like that. And so I came with some facts. I was like, my man, like, I'm not saying like you one of the best offensive players in the history of the game. Like, that's why it was disappointing, is to see you join a team that didn't really need you, that already had 3 other All-Stars and the MVP 2-time. Like that was something that I didn't think you needed. So I can never put you in the same breath as Jordan, LeBron, and these guys because they didn't do that. And he really didn't like that. So then he was a practice squad player. And he going at my neck. And I'm like, first of all, I was never on practice squad. I started as a rookie my first 3 years in the league. I was like, but I'm not getting into that. I was like, it's not a personal thing. I'm just breaking down what I've seen in sports and giving you my opinion. So I guess my message would be like, can you let KD know, man, it's not personal, my brother? Like, I got no.
I'll let him know. You want to hear something funny though? So I like to fuck with people. I always. Because Dion Waiters is not a fan of mine right now. Dion Waiters is not a fan right now. Ooh. But
Dion Waiters? He got a ring with the.
It's funny, I just. Yeah. He home right now. He don't have a team right now. So KD, I speak to KD.
I'm about to say,
I said KD. Yeah, he home. He's on Waiters Island chilling.
Oh my God.
So I speak. I spoke to KD and I said, KD, yo, you nice, gangster, but LeBron's still better than you.
Oh,
Oh no.
And he said, you don't believe that? I said, yes, I do. What you talking about? Yeah, I do believe that.
Hey, KD, I know
I
you
just
got
like messing.
always hearing it.
I just like messing with them, man.
I love that you have that kind of rapport though with those guys, because as you know, like between fellow athletes, you're always going to get different stories, and guys are going to open up a little bit more because it's that mutual respect.
Yeah, for sure.
That's man, that's a crazy story right there. Jay, did he answer you quickly?
No,
KD?
me and KD went back and forth on Twitter for like 20, 30 minutes, like a bunch of different exchanges. So everybody was kind of feeding into it. Before you know it, my television station here in Columbus, Ohio, hit me up like wanting to bring me on camera to talk about my beef with KD. I'm like, yo, it's not a beef. I'm not. Like, I love KD's game. I'm like, I'm one of his biggest fans, honestly. I'm like, yo, I think you dope, bro. Like, I think you're one of the best offensive players at 7 feet to be able to do what he can do.
That's crazy.
He's a freak of nature. Like, I'm a huge. It's because I respect his game so much is why I said what I said to him. You know what I'm trying to say when I say that? Like,
No, I understand.
Oh,
I understand for sure.
It wasn't no hater stuff. I'm not hating on nobody, bro.
Oh no. You're just telling the facts. That's it. So before we get to the last thing though, I just want to say, maybe can you ask KD after the season if he wants to come on the show?
I ask him. It's hard getting in touch with some of them guys though.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay, off season is easy, but during the season,
it's hard. Yeah,
it's hard.
But so the last thing here, would you like to say anything to all the nurses, doctors, and essential workers right now?
Oh yeah, I appreciate everything they did, everything that they're doing, and they appreciate it more than they know.
Yeah,
appreciate it more than they know.
And also before we let you get out of here, is there anything that you want to promote? I know you're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you got going on that you want to let everybody know? Is there a message you want everybody to get?
Nah, that's it. I'm gonna start going live. You'll see. Just follow me on Instagram. You'll see. I'm gonna start when I get back from hooping. I'm gonna start going live. I had to lock in right quick for a little bit. Business, take care of business here. But no, my podcast is the Truck Bryant Show on Apple and Spotify, and I just try to keep everybody updated with the athletes that everybody know. That's it. All the not even athletes. I just do basketball, so all the basketball players. Yeah, that everybody know.
We have to get on your show one day too, and I have to get and then hopefully join your Instagram live too.
I'm gonna tell you this.
for sure.
I'm gonna tell you this, Truck. Like, if next time, I don't care if it's an off season. And you get Kyrie or KD, these guys on your show again, which you will. At some point, you're going to have to just zoom me in just for a second so I can just address KD.
Yeah.
KD, yeah.
He knows nothing personal. Just as a man, I would like to address dude and just let him know, hey, I'm just talking about comparisons and all that. But as a basketball player, love his game.
If I speak to him for sure, I'm gonna let him know though. That's funny as hell.
Right at me personally, bro. Like, I'm gonna show you. Watch. I'm gonna follow you on here, and I'm gonna send you the exchange. You'll be like, oh, that was wild. That was a wild day.
Yeah. He's a bug out. I know. He's a bug out.
I was like, bro, chill. It's all love.
But there it is. That wraps up episode 692. With basketball athlete Truck Bryant, Darryl Bryant. Go follow him on all social media formats. He's playing overseas currently. It's truly an honor for you to join us today on the show, and I'll be posting this on all social media formats so people see your story. And thank you, Jay, for being the fill-in co-host. And this has been awesome. And you and your family stay safe and continue playing hard. Obviously, you're a great basketball player. Everyone's sleeping on you, man. You guys deserve more of a recognition here.
Hey, I done woke their ass up again.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate y'all having me, man. Talk to y'all later.
No problem.
Yeah, for sure. It's a pleasure being able to speak to you, man. You
yes, sir. Same to you. Same to you.